So this is the second question of the lab session. You can read the question and all of the relevant information, and we will start as soon as you are done reading the question. So just pause the video. So the question talking about the company and all of its selling price, variable expenses, and it will gives us a different scenario to calculate the net income. The first step to calculate the net income is to determine the formula for this part. So our net income will be our sales minus the variable expenses, which gives us the contribution margin, and then we deduct our fixed expenses. So let's calculate that. The question is telling us, having this part here and this part right here. No, it's not okay. So just remember our selling price is $2 and our variable expenses is 1.6. And in this month, in this year, we have a total revenue miles of $500,000. From 500,000. Each of them worth $2, so it will end up with $1 million. Our variable cost was $1.6, which end up with $800,000. But the contribution margin is variable expenses minus the sales, which is $200,000. Messed up the zeros. And here it says anything between 300,000 miles to 700,000 revenue miles, it has a fixed cost of $50,000. So $50,000, which gives us a total net income of 150,000. So let's see, check the answer, and everything looks good. So for second part, the question asks for what if our sales price increased by 30%. So increasing 30% in our sales price will increase our sales income, our sales by 30%. So it will be $1,300,000. Our variable expenses stay the same, so $800,000. Our contribution margin will go up by 300,000, so we'll have $500,000. Still, our number of revenue miles is 500,000, and it's inside the 300,000 and 700,000, so our fixed cost still is 550,000. And our revenue will go up to, our net income will go up to $450,000. Good. So the next part says 30% increase in revenue miles, and consider each case independently. So manage is trying to decide how buyers then compute the new net income for each of the following changes. Consider each case independently. So when it says 30% increase in revenue miles, it will have so right now we have 500,000, increase of 30% of 500,000 will gives us 650,000 miles. So we have to do the calculation by 650,000 miles. So 650,000 miles multiplied by 2 will gives us again 1,300,000. But the difference is this time, since our revenue miles increases, the variable expenses will increase accordingly. So by 650,000 650 revenue miles multiplied by 1.6 will gives us the $1,040,000 as a variable expenses. So our contribution margin will change to $260,000. The fixed cost is still 50,000, and it will reduce our net income from the previous scenario. So check the answer. Everything looks good. So in scenario C, and I'm clicking on this part, and scenario C, it says 30% increase in variable expenses. So my our variable expenses right now is 800,000. So the sales stay the same, $1 million. Our variable expenses, we have to increase this by 30%. So 800,000 multiplied by 1.3 will got gives us 1,040,000 dollars. So our net income this time is minus $40,000, and still our fixed cost is $50,000, and we're losing money by $90,000. So we're not doing good. Oh, so the negative numbers should be shown by parentheses. So that's scenario C. Let's go to the scenario D, a 30% increase in the fixed expenses. So everything is stay the same, $1 million as our sales, $800,000 as our variable expenses, 200,000 it is our contribution margin. This time instead of $50,000 we have a 30% increase, so $50,000 multiplied by 1.3 gives us $65,000, and our net income will go down to $135,000. So next part is part F. Is it part F or part E? No, sorry, part E. So the part E is an average decrease in selling price of 5 cents per revenue mile and a 50% increase in revenue miles. Refer to the original data. So our price will go down. Our price will go down to $1.95 instead of $2. But on other hand, we have a 15% increase in our revenue miles. So we have 500,000 revenue miles by multiplied by 1.15. We will have 575,000 revenue miles this time. So if you multiply that by $1.95, you will get 1,121,250. Our variable expenses will change because our revenue miles change. So we had 575,000 miles, 575 revenue miles multiplied by 1.6. It will gives us 920,000, which leaves us with 201,250. Again, 50,000 of fixed cost, and the last one is 151,250. and I will do the rest in the next video.